All right, we are moving on to session 2 for our lesson 7. Again, we're understanding the powers of 10. And we talked about that with powers of 10. Let us know where our digits move in decimal numbers and whole numbers and all of that. So it lets us know that if we multiply by a power of 10, it shifts our place value to the left. If we divide, it shifts our numbers and value to the right, makes it smaller. For a warm-up today, they want us to write each product with factors of 10, then find its value. Let me show you what they're talking about with this. So we have these base numbers, 10, and then the exponent, which is the 2. Here we have 10 with exponent of 3 and 10 and 4. And what this means is we want to do 4 times 10 times 10. And we know 10 times 10 is 100. So that would be 400. This one would be 4 times 10 times 10 times 10. And we know that is a value of 1,000. So this is 4,000. And this is, let's see if I've got room here, 4 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. And that is 10,000. Again, I don't really use commas with here to split them up because with using decimals and stuff, I don't want kids to get confused. So this is 40,000. And I just used a comma because I just talked about it, of course. Anyway, that is 40,000, just like that. All right, so turn to page 137. You'll see a $10 bill at the bottom of that page. And we are given these tables here to fill in. This is similar to an earlier lesson where we just are using this to look at the pattern. On the left-hand side, we are multiplying by 10. On the right-hand side, we're dividing by 10. So again, we're shifting our digits to the left when we're multiplying because we're making them bigger. As we're dividing, we shift them to the right. So you can look at either direction. You could look at this arrow here, or you could kind of predict what it was to make it this size. So this would be 50.0. And let's look down here at the bottom. So if this 5 hundredths was divided by 10, it become 5 thousandths. Over here, it starts us off at the top with the number 2,700. If we're dividing by 10, that becomes 270. And if we keep dividing like this 27, if we divide it by 10, it goes 2.7, 2 7/10. So that's all this is, just to show you again the pattern, how they're shifting. And then the red dots here are decimal points, which we'll talk about in a little more detail later. Okay, so use the decimal point pattern diagrams above to help you find each product. So here's how this works. These are all grouped together, as in it shows you two different ways to look at it. Because I know 10 to the second power, that's actually worth 100. So that's why they use that there. Then they use 100 right here. So if we have 5/10 and we multiply it by 100, we're moving this 5 2 places to the left, and that will give us 50. Same for this. Since 10 to the second is actually 100, it's the same thing. That's why that's the same answer. So 10, same thing here with 5 divided by 100. We're going to move our 5 2 places to the right. So that's going to give us 0.05. And again, since this is equal to 100, we're moving 5 to the ones, to the tenths, and then to the hundredths plot. For this one, they start us out with, again, a decimal, and 10 to the third is the same as 1,000. So this means we're going to move our numbers 3 places to the left. So it's going to go 1, 2, and 3. So that goes to the ones, tens, and hundreds place. 270. Same thing here, since these are the same. And with this one, we're moving our digits 3 places to the right. So this 2 will go from the thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones to give us 2.7, both of these. Sorry about my janky 7, that's due to the smartboard. There we go. Okay, so as you were probably doing this, it probably was a little difficult to kind of just picture where these numbers were shifting. So that's why I'm going to show you a different technique after you turn the page. We're going to start talking about shifting decimal numbers. So you can, again, I'm showing you multiple ways to do these problems. You can shift the digits and learn what their place value is, or as we'll see here in just a second, we can use a decimal point moving as well to do that. But let's complete the table. Complete each row with the product shown at the right of that row. So this one is 5 thousandths, and we're multiplying it by 10 to the first, so that's 1. So this 5 will shift over into this box. So it makes this. This will shift it 2 places. So this 5 will go from here, here to here. It'll shift 2 spaces. Actually, we don't need that. And then this would have been shifting that 5 thousandths 3 places. 1, 1, 2, 3, and it gives us that. So again, just showing you the pattern for how the 5 will shift every time you multiply it by a base 10 number. Next up, so we start this one with 5 ones. And then if we're dividing by 10 to the 1, that means it shifts over one space. If we're doing 10 to the second, this 5 will shift 2 spaces over. And 10 to the third, that just means that 5 is shifted all the way over to here and giving us that answer. Okay, so numbers are shifting, but look down here at 5. Whoop. I don't want that in my thing. Okay, look at the first decimal point pattern diagram and the place value charts. How does the position and value of the digit 5 change when multiplying and dividing by 10? If we multiply by 10, we know that 5 shifts to the left. And if we divide by 10, 5 shifts to the right. Okay, pretty basic is what we've learned so far. Let's look at the last part here, number 6. Show how to find the product of 0.19 times 10 to the third. Okay, well, this right here lets me know that I'm going to shift 3 places to the left. So that means this 1 in the tens place is going to go to the ones, to the tens, to the hundreds. And that means we'll put a 1 in the hundreds, a 9 in the tens, and we'll put a 0 here. So our answer is 190. Pretty straightforward. Okay, so for your homework, your homework. Great. Anyway, thank you, Smartboard. It's IXL activity E5, multiply a decimal by a power of 10 with exponents. If you have any trouble with that, let me know, and I will help you out with that.